Easy now, people. We're going to have a go at attaching some Java Fern and some Java Moss to some hardscape here. We've got this beautiful narrow leaf Java Fern. Really like this plant. And the easiest option we got is to get our ornament or our bogwood and just wedge it as best we can into one of the cracks or crannies. It looks dead good, looks dead natural. The only problem is if we've got fish that like to pick, or high current maybe, it could come loose and end up floating about in our aquarium, which we're not wanting. So we're going to look at other options. Option B would to get our ornament or our bogwood, pleco cave in this case, line up the plant along it and then wrap thread around it quite tight because we don't want it to come loose, and tie it off. The problem is we know it's there, right? Doesn't matter if it's black thread or green thread we use, we know it's there, so our eye is drawn to it. And if we like the natural look, it kind of ruins it a wee bit. Plus, as it starts to disintegrate, it can come loose, and if it gets up into your filter, it can wrap itself around your impeller and break your filter. And I don't know if fish might pick at it and swallow it, which I couldn't imagine being too good for them. So we're going to go option 3, super glue. What we want is the rhizome, this horizontal stem here that the leaves grow out of. Some folks say you can bury it. I think you run the risk of it rotting if you do that. I think it needs to be exposed, and it kind of lends itself to what we're going to do here. We're going to attach it to this pleco cave, and what we're going to do is drop a few bits of glue along the back of it. The gel type works better because it doesn't run, but we didn't have any gel type when we started, so we're just going to press our rhizome into the glue there. Doesn't need to go along the whole rhizome, just as long as it's enough to make it stick. There, that's the look we're looking for. We're going to attach a few bits because as the rhizomes grow out and the leaves grow out from the rhizome, it will give it a healthier, bushier look to it. It'll end up looking great. Reason we're doing it at the back is because once the glue's in the water, it can cure white, which you can pick off later. It will come away eventually, but it doesn't look too good. So if we're gluing it on at the back, we'll not see that anyway. Right, I had a wee bit for the top here somewhere. There it is. That bit should do for there. Again, not a lot of glue, just a couple of wee spots to stick the rhizome down. Press it right into there. There, like, oh. Right, we'll do it like this. The leaves will correct themselves, they'll grow towards the light anyway. And then we've got another wee bit for the side. Wee bit more glue, stick your rhizome into it. And there you go. Jamming. You can see how it's going to turn out already. Looking good. Right, next we're going to go for our Java Moss. I did dry that out a little bit. Dry to dry works best when you're gluing. Wet to dry doesn't really work. There's a wee bit that was on there from before, but it's been in the cupboard for a few weeks, this. Wee bit of glue just to dab on now. And then press the Java Moss lightly into it. We don't want to pack loads of it down into the glue. What happens if you pack Java Moss quite thickly, it starts turning brown and rotting in the middle, ruining the plant. We just want enough here to glue it to the pleco cave. Good tip for Java Moss, if you want it to spread across something, cut it short. It'll encourage it to spread out, and then when it's covered the area, you can just let it grow out however you want it. Got this wee nano tank here that I'm growing a few ram's horns out in. It's not where these are going to end up, but just for the sake of showing you. Look, there's glue that I spilt. Look, there's a white curing that I told you about. We don't want to see that, so we'll put that towards the black. Mind no snails there. We'll throw our cave in with a moss on top. Let's bring the camera over. Make sure all the air's out there. Minor snails again, there we go. Right, so you can kind of tell how it's going to look. The moss needs to grow across it a wee bit first. It needs to take for a while before it looks good. The Java Fern, I think, already looks good. Good bit of advice is if you've got a couple of plants and a couple of ornaments that you're not too bothered about, have a wee practice first. That way, if you mess it up or don't get the look you're trying for, it doesn't matter if it's stuff you're happy to throw away. But nice and easy, nice and quick, works fantastic, ends up looking great. Have a go of it, have a play with it. But for now, I'm out. Later, 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 later.